In this video, Mexico's temporary import permit, the TIP, for vehicles, everything you need to know. Welcome back to the channel MyLatinLife. Today we're hitting the road to talk about a must-know for anyone planning to drive a foreign-plated car in Mexico, the temporary import permit, or TIP, the TIP. Whether you're a tourist road tripping to Baja, an expat settling in Puerto Vallarta, or a snowbird cruising to Yucatan, you might be asking, what's a tip? Do I need one? How do I get it without a hassle? So we're diving deep into the answers. We're unpacking the process, the step-by-steps, the benefits, and some lesser-known tips that you won't find in most Mexico travel guides. From avoiding fines to navigating Mexico's vibrant roads, this video has it all. So grab a café con leche, buckle up, and let's explore how to drive legally in Mexico with a tip. So what is a temporary import permit, the TIP? Let's start with the basics. It's a legal document issued by Mexico's Banjército, the government's military bank, that allows non-Mexican citizens or Mexican citizens living abroad to drive a foreign-plated vehicle, like one registered in Canada or the US, into Mexico for a specific period of time. It is required for driving beyond Mexico's free zones, which includes Baja California, parts of Sonora, Quintana Roo, and a 25-kilometer border strip. Okay, we have another dedicated video about the free zone in Mexico, particularly focusing on Sonora, so you can check out that video on our channel as well. Please subscribe to the channel. But back to the tip. Without a tip, outside these zones, your vehicle could get confiscated, and you'd face fines or bans on future imports. The tip is valid for up to 180 days for tourists, 10 years for motorhomes, or tied to your visa duration for temporary residence. So if you have 3 years of validity on your temp, you could get 3 years on the tip potentially. It's a cornerstone of Mexico's customs system, ensuring vehicles are exported before the permit expires. In 2024, over 500,000 tips were issued, reflecting Mexico's popularity for road trips. Common questions include who needs a tip, how much does it cost, what's the process? So let's dive into the benefits and why it's essential. But before we do that, I wanted to re-emphasize how important this is. I have heard horror stories. I've heard of people getting their cars confiscated and impounded. I've heard of people unable to get their car back. Seriously. So if you want to drive in Mexico, please keep watching this video. You do not want to get your car confiscated in Mexico. That would be very unfortunate. So moving on to the key benefits of a tip for Mexican residents and visitors. Here are the key benefits. So first, it ensures legal compliance, obviously. Driving without a tip outside free zones risks fines of 3,000 Mexican pesos, which is $150, vehicle impoundment, or a ban on future imports. A tip proves your vehicle's legal presence, verified at military checkpoints or by federal police, avoiding costly penalties. Second, it offers flexibility for long stays. Tourists get 180 days to explore Mexico, while temporary residents can extend their tip to match their visa duration, up to 4 years. Motorhome owners score a 10-year permit, which is ideal for snowbirds. And by the way, if you need residency in Mexico, if you'd like to become a resident of Mexico and you don't have it yet, temporary or permanent residency, MyLatinLife, we're a full-scale immigration consultancy. We have people signing up every single day for our residency service. So if you'd like to get residency for yourself, for your entire family, we have people doing this from Canada, the US, Australia, all over Europe. We help people from everywhere. So there's a link in the description to this video where you have my calendar there. You can book a call with us, become our client, We can answer all the questions about your specific situation and build a bit of a holistic game plan and ultimately get that Mexico residency card in your hands. So if that's of interest to you, if you've been looking for someone to do your Mexico residency for you, look no further. There's a link in the description to our calendar. Become our client, book a call, and we can get you residency. Back to the video. Another big benefit of the tip is it supports vehicle ownership. So residents need a tip to keep a foreign plated car legally in Mexico until they can switch to permanent residency or nationalize it. And here's a lesser known perk is the multi-entry freedom. So within the 180-day period, you can actually enter and exit Mexico multiple times without reapplying, as long as the tip is valid. This is perfect for cross-border commuters or expats splitting their time between the US and Mexico. Moving on, so let's answer the question, who needs a tip and who is eligible? If you're driving a foreign plated vehicle beyond the free zones like mainland Mexico outside Baja or past Sonora's Highway 15, you need a tip. Eligible applicants include 1, non-Mexican tourists with a FFM, a Forma Migratoria Múltiple, the FFM tourist visa. 2 is temporary residents with a valid visa, the Residente Temporales. And 3 is Mexican citizens living abroad, returning home temporarily. So maybe you're Mexican American, you have Mexican citizenship, and you're not sure where you land in terms of your rights driving in Mexico. Well, if it's a foreign plated car, if you have a Texas plated car, a California plated car, you're going to need a tip for that. Permanent residents cannot get a tip and must nationalize their vehicle or keep it in the free zones. Okay? So for permanent residents, things are a little bit different than for temporary residents, and we've covered this before in our temp versus PR video, another video that we have on our channel. So requirements include 1, vehicle ownership. You'll want to show the title or registration in your name, your spouse's, or a direct family member's with proof like a marriage or birth certificate. Number 2, immigration status. You'll need a valid FMM, temporary residency visa, or proof of Mexican citizenship abroad. Step 3, Mexican auto insurance, which is mandatory, costing $100 to $300 a year. The Mexican auto insurance, usually the Banjercito recommends something. And number 4 is a deposit. You have to place a refundable deposit of $200 to $400, depending on the vehicle's year, to ensure you export the vehicle. And here's a hidden nuance. Vehicle restrictions. Salvaged or stolen vehicles checked via VIN number are ineligible. And 3/4-ton trucks, such as a Dodge 3500, may face scrutiny at Texas borders. There is sort of a weight limit, so they want to see vehicles under 3.5 metric tons or under 7,716 pounds, right? So if you have a really, really big vehicle, you might want to double check that and double check the weight of your vehicle. Moving on to the next section, so how to get a tip, the process, the costs. Let's tackle how to get it and the costs. So you can apply through Banjercito, Mexico's issuing agency, in 3 ways. Number 1 is online via the Banjercito website. Okay, it's banjercito.com.mx. You want to do this 10 to 60 days before travel. Upload your passport, vehicle title and registration, insurance, and FMM or visa. You'll pay $45 USD plus IVA plus the deposit of $200 to $400, which is refundable, and then the tip is emailed within 10 days. You'll print it and carry it. Number 2, option 2, is at the border. You can visit a Banjercito office at major crossings like Nogales or Laredo or the La Paz ferry port. Bring originals and copies of documents, pay the roughly $50 fee. You might want to do it with a non-Mexican credit card, by the way, and get a tip same day. So regarding payment, in general, I would say bring cash and also bring non-Mexican cards like international credit cards. Amex is not often accepted, so bring a Visa or MasterCard credit card as well as cash so that you have multiple options. Okay? And usually you can get the tip same day, though lines can be long, which is something to consider. The third way is at consulates. There are select US consulates, I'm told LA as well as Chicago, offer tips for up to 6 months in advance for around 36 USD plus tax. Okay? So you can check with your local consulate as well, and that could allow you to skip the line and potentially do it a bit more in advance. For temporary residents, a 30-day tip is issued at entry, extendable at an aduana office with your visa's NUT number. There's a processing fee of around $50, again, the deposit of $200 to $400. And if you need a Sonora-only permit, it's actually cheaper for Sonora's non-free zone. Here's another lesser-known tip. Avoid online scams. Only use the official Banjercito website, as I have heard of fake websites selling counterfeit permits, which could cost you your deposit. Now let's explore, how does the tip process vary across Mexico, and what cultural nuances should you know? We've already alluded to this a little bit, but Mexico's decentralized customs system means border experience differ. In Baja California, no tip is needed for the peninsula, but required for the mainland ferries, such as from La Paz to Mazatlan, with a Banjercito office at the Pichilinque port in La Paz. Next, in Sonora, you have the free zone, which is west of Highway 15 and north of KM 98. And in that free zone area, you don't require a tip, but a Sonora-only permit applies for southern areas like Guaymas. Then for Quintana Roo, no tip is needed if staying within the state, but driving from Belize or beyond requires one. I don't know how the Quintana Roo thing works, because how are you supposed to get the car down there unless you drive in from Belize? Or maybe you came in off, I don't know, you brought it in on a container port or something. So I don't know how that works. If you're in Quintana Roo, I would highly recommend just getting the tip. And then next, the Texas borders. So we're told that Texas is actually more strict on the 3/4 ton trucks, so anything over 7,500 pounds. But Arizona and Sonora borders are more lenient based on some information that we've gathered. So it's not like you're going to drive all the way from Texas or Arizona just to bring in your truck, or maybe you would in some circumstances. But bottom line, you're going to have to make sure that if your truck is over 7,500 pounds, you might not be able to bring it in. Now, culturally, border crossings reflect Mexico's trámite mindset. Patience is key. Banjercito agents may scrutinize documents or delay processing, especially at busy crossings like Tijuana. A smile and basic Spanish, buenos dias, necesito un tip, go a long way. Here's a lesser-known nuance: checkpoint etiquette. At military checkpoints, keep your tip, insurance, and FMM handy, as officers may demand them. Okay, so this is once you're in Mexico. There could be random military checkpoints at any point along the road, wherever you're going in Mexico. So just make sure you have your tip ready, your FMM, all your documents, everything is in order, so that you can get through that military checkpoint as quickly as possible. Because when they see that U.S. plate, they know that they know to check. So moving on to challenges, misconceptions, and some practical tips. What challenges and misconceptions surround the tip, and how can you navigate them? So first thing is bureaucratic delays. Online tips take around 10 days, and border lines can stretch hours, especially at Nogales. 2. Deposit risks. Failure to export your vehicle by the tip's expiry forfeits your $200 to $400 deposit, with fines up to 40% of the vehicle's value. Seriously. 3 is vehicle restrictions. We've talked about 3/4 ton trucks, or campers registered as trucks, not RVs, may be denied, though retitling as a motorhome secures a 10-year tip. So obviously there's a lot of sprinter vans and vans that are sort of like halfway between being a van and a full-sized RV or camper. And you're going to have to be careful about how your vehicle is titled, how you're trying to get it into Mexico, how you're classifying it, right? And just make sure you have no problems there. So obviously with a normal car, a lot less problems. Once you get into that RV, camper van type of scenario or a really heavy vehicle, that's when things get a little bit more complicated. Now, some common misconceptions. Many think tips are optional outside the free zones, or that online permits are instant. Both are false. Permits are mandatory, and online processing requires 10 to 60 days. Another myth is that you can surrender a tip inside Mexico. Cancellation must occur at border Banjército offices. So some practical tips. Number 1, apply online early, 10 to 60 days before travel. 2, carry your documents on you, the printed tip, the FMM visa, the insurance and title registration of your vehicle, as checkpoints are common. 3, get a Retorno Seguro permit. If your tip expires or you switch to permanent residency, you can apply for what's called a 5-day Retorno Seguro permit, which is safe return, to legally exit. I didn't know that existed until I started doing some research for this video. So that's pretty cool that exists, because I thought people were super screwed. But if you can get this Retorno Seguro permit, that could really help if you're in a bind. Next, verify vehicle status. Check for salvage or theft restrictions or age via VIN before applying, as bans are automatic. Number 4, use expat resources. You can join forums. You can follow us on Twitter at MyLatinLife on Twitter /X, where we're sharing border-specific tips and tons of tips for digital nomads, expats, and retirees in Mexico. We also have Telegram communities, and we have a Mexico enthusiast Telegram group that you can join as well. And there's probably a link in the description to this video for our Telegram group, as well as to our Twitter and all that other stuff. Next, the next tip would be hire a professional. If you have a complex case, like maybe your vehicle was totaled at some point, or you have an RV or whatever, you can hit us up. There's a link in the description. Book a call with us, and we can help you navigate those more complicated issues. And we can even get a lawyer assigned to your case, whatever needs to get done. So we have lawyers for everything you could possibly do in Mexico: real estate transactions, getting a driver's license, residency renewals, citizenship by descent in Mexico. We're a one-stop shop with everything expat and relocation to Mexico. So again, link in the description to speak to us directly. And there you have it, road trippers. Mexico's temporary import permit, the TIP, is your passport to driving foreign-plated vehicles legally beyond the free zones, offering compliance, flexibility, and peace of mind. From avoiding hefty fines and securing multi-entry freedom to navigating Baja ferries or Yucatan's highways, the tip is a must-have for tourists, expats, and residents. With tips like applying online early, carrying printed documents, and tapping expat networks, you're ready to cruise Mexico's vibrant roads without a hitch. Whether you're chasing sunsets in Los Cabos, exploring Mayan ruins, or settling in Guadalajara, I hope this video answered your questions and fueled your Mexican driving adventure. So what's your tip experience? Got questions about driving in Mexico? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear any stories you might have. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more expat and travel insights. See you in the next video.